Hello, everybody. It's Puppy Badass and Keith. How you guys doing today? Hope you guys had a good Christmas. I know I did. How you doing, Keith?
I'm doing
How,
great.
how was your Christmas?
Oh, it's fine. Not like
Oh
back
yeah,
in the old days with a bunch of kids running around. Kind of miss that.
yeah. I think I missed it too. My kids
Yeah,
are old to everything. By the way, my family gave me enough. Guess what I ordered for
a
myself for
guitar.
Christmas? Guess from who?
I don't know.
Tease.
All right,
Tease Telly. So,
all right. All nice one, huh?
yep. Purple. So
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
bring
those things are looking sharp. I haven't held one yet, but
yep, we're gonna bring up our special guest,
yeah,
and
heartfelt,
music.
nicest person in the community.
Let's welcome Music Therapy Laz.
Yo, you guys are
Laz.
Hey,
you guys are missing some of these these buttons, right? Like this one.
Oh, we got
don't
sound
get me
effects.
started.
What's
He's
up,
afraid I'll
everybody?
get started.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
don't
don't
get
get you started on the button pushing.
Yeah, I
oh
got lots of them.
How about this one?
how's that one, Laz?
That's pretty good. These are just stupid fun, but the bad thing about these are the batteries that you keep having to use, which are bad for the environment. So I might X-nay these things as soon as I have all the upgrades that I'm doing to the studio here completed. And I'll probably start using sampled stuff like what you guys got going on there. There you go.
Laz, did you
Yeah,
speed on the way over?
I do everywhere I go. I'm a lead-footed kid.
Yeah, they're
I
coming
learned how
for
to
you.
drive racing go-karts, so I'm the guy that's like, try to catch me. Then you win a prize and get to put me in jail. But yeah, my first car was a fast car, dude. It was a fast. I'll show you. I have a version of it. Where is it? Where's the little guy version of it? Should be right here
Right.
somewhere. Well, anyway, if I see it, I'll grab it. But
Yeah.
I had a '69 Charger when I was 16.
Oh wow, I had
I
a friend
wanted
that
to
had
buy
them.
yeah, it was a nice one. It was not an official RT because the body and stuff wasn't officially an RT body. But the guy who owned it, I bought from my mom's friend's ex-husband. They were just getting divorced, and his name was Dave. And he had this, hot rod. My mom said he has one of these hot rods that you love, and because I was building plastic models of boats, planes, airplanes, tanks, whatever, and hot rods, a lot of hot rods, and I read all the hot rod magazines. I took auto mechanic school for a year in high school. They had class there, and I didn't want to. I learned doing that class. I don't want to be a mechanic, but I want to
Yeah,
know how everything runs and works, and so reading all the hot rod magazines and then taking that class for a year, I learned enough to know that I don't want to do this for a living, but I do want to know how it all works. And I just repeated myself. I do that a lot.
it's all right.
Try to make the point,
My
like in a
first car was
song.
a '67 Raleigh Sportster Camaro.
Oh, dude, see that I wanted a 68 or a 69 SS, and I was trying to find a
Yeah,
convertible one, and I could not
mine
freaking
was an
find one.
RS convertible.
That's the Rally Sports. That was the first year, dude. That was the
Yeah,
first
it
model,
was
man.
cool as
That
heck.
body is just the coolest body
Yeah,
style,
has a
man.
little
And
light
convertible,
covers,
yeah.
2-speed, low and
There,
drive. It
there
was
you go.
cool.
That's all you need.
Yeah,
Actually, I prefer a 4-speed shifter, like a Hearst or something like that.
yeah, but I
Mine
wasn't
was
going to
an
touch that.
automatic, right? So
Yeah,
I was looking for a Camaro here in California this summer when I turned 16. We lived in Colorado at the time. My mom moved us out there. We're going to go right into the history if you guys don't mind. Like the
oh, that'd
musical
be
journey.
perfect.
Yeah, but this is part of the journey because you got to get there. And a lot of times having a car gets you there quick.
Yeah,
Yeah. Real quick, we got people in the chat I wanna say hello to that have
Yeah,
been
man.
here. We got Riff, first one in. Sorry guys. At band rehearsal today. Catch you next time if I can. Cushvin,
that's nice.
what's up? And I know he's like, I'm gonna get Laz. He hasn't mailed my thing out yet.
No, I have not. And I'll tell you guys why too. It's
Uh,
terrible, but it will go out, and
Then
I
we
do
got-
have mostly everything packaged now. But
It
Zach
always does.
Long
Yeah.
saying hi to Keith, me, and Laz. We got Laz himself in the chat.
All right.
Brother Brian from Searching for Tone.
Brother Brian,
Hey, I had to grab my computer so I can do double stream things, trying not to cross the streams.
oh, don't cross the streams, dude. You know what happens.
Oh, God.
Ain't
Cross
no
the
stream
streams,
crossing,
man.
you know. If you cross
Get
the
wet.
streams,
Then we got
fine.
Greasy Monkey. Hey,
All right,
Greasy.
Greasy. What's up? GMG.
And we got Zach. Greasy Monkey. There we go. And Blackjack Guitars is in here.
What's up?
Steve, is that you?
Steve?
Reeser.
Resonator.
Yeah.
Reeser.
Steve Reser, the Resonator. Steve.
We just call him Steve. We make sure he's here. We got Matt McCollin in the chat.
Matt, what's up?
Oh, cool.
For a
Oh, I
minute,
forgot to
thought
hit
we
the like button. Everybody hit the like button.
Yeah,
got
thanks,
our
Laz.
favorite,
I just added it.
Dr. Kramer, otherwise known as Darren Gorman.
Oh, is that Dan Gorman, Dr. Kramer? Okay. What's up, Dan Gorman? He's an old school chatster.
Yeah.
Chatsters.
YouTube has changed people's real logo names in there. So
It changed. I saw him. What's up?
go in there and you got to change
He got all mad at
thing,
me.
and they
Talk
give you a
politics.
67 or whatever back, and it'll change your name back to your name tag, but it will add a number on it.
Right. Yeah, Mitch is a good guy, but we got into it over the stupid politic crap, so we won't talk about any of that.
Oh, Mitch Heyman.
We're all Americans. That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
That's a good thing to say is
That-
afterwards you just say, what the heck?
that's
Yeah.
why we don't
All
talk politics.
Right. I mean, my mom is the one who really, she's a rebel, you know, and she was a rebel Hungarian escaping from the communist Hungarian, you know,
Oh, wow.
crushing Hungarian communism. It's like, you know, you ever have to read 1984 or see the movie or anything in high school, 1984?
No,
It's like that. They just, you know, they just crush your anything that is like an individual thing,
Spirit.
anything that makes you a human, you know, they try to crush it out of you so they can just control you 100%. And that's kind of what is going on in a lot of those places where they have, you know, authoritarian people. And it doesn't matter what you politically you call it, it's just people wanting to take control over others and take away their freedom, right? And bottom line is a lot of that stuff goes on even here, you know. Blacks and other colored people and Native Americans were crushed by, you know, Europeans that came here. So, you know, nobody, we're all human. We all do, you know, bad and good things. But my point about, you know, the thing with my mom is she grew up and they came here when she was 9 is when they had to escape, flee at the threat of their lives. So they were going to shoot them and kill them. My grandfather especially. My mom actually got up on a bus and my grandfather got her at the next town and heard about it because she was heading to Budapest at age 9, ready to fight the commies, you know. So she's got it in her, and I'm the firstborn American Hungarian of the family, and so I've got it in me. And I grew up in a very strong, very connected Hungarian community here in the Bay Area. And some of those people were literally like Nazis too. So don't get me wrong. Some of them were you know, they had things wrong too. Yeah, well, you know, they didn't know any better. Just like the Nazis in Germany, they didn't know any better. They wanted to rebuild their country that was completely falling apart. And this guy came along talking all this stuff, make Germans great again, or whatever you want to call it, right? And so, you know, people can fall into this stuff, the trap, pretty easily because it's convincing, you know. But the bottom line is that, you know, I have that rebel in me too. That's kind of maybe what drove me toward music more than anything else in life, even though I've worked in a lot of other different fields. I actually have 4 degrees, but I have 3 degrees, but they're not full college degrees. They're 2-year degrees because I have too many interests and I, you know, bounce around. So originally I had a music major, but everyone in my family except my grandmother, was pushing me away from doing that because, oh, you can't make money at that. That's stupid. Don't do music is just for fun. And so I didn't really go after that, and I just finished a business degree. I never transferred because I started working at the family door company and door business and construction. I'd always been working in construction because my mom was a realtor and we were fixing up houses, and that's how I bought my first car. We were talking about in the green room. I bought that
cool.
mostly with my own money, having worked with her, and my dad threw a few, like almost $1,000 at it. But I bought the '69 Charger that this guy built up into an RT. He had the emblems and all that stuff put on it, but it wasn't an original body, RT. But he took the vinyl, top off, had the thing painted. He was a regional Snap-on sales manager in Colorado.
wow.
And I bought this in Colorado. I moved from California to Colorado. I was born in San Francisco, right in the middle of the Haight-Ashbury at St. Mary's Hospital. So my mom was telling me the story about, growing up in America at that time. And I want to have her on my Music is Therapy show and talk about her experience being a teenager during the Beatles era, having seen the very last live Beatles concert here at Candlestick Park.
Oh, wow.
San Francisco.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
That would be so cool, right? And just talk about what it was like back then in the 60s when you had all this revolution going on, against the man and authority, so but she was the one who's really been more of the driving force in my political kind of like I guess you would say attitude. Let's put it
the only thing I think was that came out of that when they were taking thing out on the man, they actually took things out on the Vietnam vets.
That was a really bad thing, and then this is why I am a very, if you guys didn't know this, I'm a strong supporter of Guitars for Vets, the Wounded Warrior Project, and the reason I moved to Livermore was when I was studying psychology. That's another one of those, like, I have a 2-year transferable degree, but they don't have a full degree for 2 years in psychology for obvious reasons. They want you to be a little better trained before you say I have a psych degree. But I have a transferable psychology degree in California if I wanted to finish that, but life got in the way. I did that for 2.5 years, and my first professor in my first Psych 100 class told me, Laszlo, we need people like you in the field. We've got to have people like you. This is when I was in my early 40s, I mean. And I'm like, yeah, I want to get in, but it's expensive and it takes time and money. And at that time I decided to say, you know what, I'm not going to have a car. I'm going to live nearby the college, and I'm just going to be a student. And right around when I was graduating is when I met my sweetie, and she had needs. I had needs. We had needs. And then there were needs that the family had. And so I started helping the family again. And so I graduated then with a 2-year degree in sociology and a transferable psych degree. So I learned a lot, and I actually did a lot of really interesting things. But that, the whole thing about the rebel attitude and being a fighter for what I believe is right, and then studying psychology, having worked in trades, having worked in the mortgage business, I know what these bankers are doing. Trust me, you guys. If you've never seen the movie Trading Places with Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and what's his name? Eddie Murphy. Jesus. Anyway, not Jesus. Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. And it's got what's her name on it? She's married to the guy who God, what's his name? His real name. Anyway, Spinal Tap, the guitarist guy.
Yeah.
Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis is married to the actor, comedian who plays the lead character, who I think was totally molded after Jeff Beck. I mean, if you look at some of Jeff Beck's early videos talking to people, that is exactly who that character is. It's so good.
Yeah. Our guest last week. Last week, Tim Rocks was overseas when they were doing all that burning and stuff, and he never drank, never smoked or anything. Came home, and he ended up having a heart attack and stuff. He actually got a heart transfusion, where he got a new heart put in him, and his heart was just terrible from all that oversized when they were burning all that stuff over there. And Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Puppy, you got
He's a
something to
great
say?
guy.
Hey, Puppy. Puppy's trying to do what do you call it?
I just
important
thought
stuff.
I'd bring something up. Greasy Monkey had put this up. Hey, Dr. Kramer, nice guitar tools are getting to. Nice guitar tools are great to get. My wife got me a MXR 10 band equipment pedal,
EQ.
and it's been fun to go through with my
Wow, that's
pedals.
great.
Yeah, EQ pedals, dude. I have a 10 band black MXR EQ pedal on my main board that I take out. It's always there. You got to have that because sometimes you're in a room or you're playing with people, and sometimes you're just not phasing. The sound isn't like coming through well enough, and you need to peak a little bit here or take a little bit down there, and then suddenly now you're in the mix and you're heard. EQ pedals. I've heard Steve Stevens even say that. Man, that's as a matter of fact, his signature J Rocket pedal has EQ on it. So like a 4 or 5 band EQ pedal. And that's a great overdrive type EQ pedal in one. Fantastic to use as a boost as well. What's great about EQ pedals like the MXR one is you can cut or add dB from the 0 line, right?
Yeah.
So you can use it almost like an attenuator on some amps. You can turn your amp up a little bit and take it down. So you can cut dB, you can add dB, you can, use it as a boost. You can use it as sculpting your tone sound, your tone. Very important stuff, right?
Yeah. I got
Timmy's here.
Yep.
Wow.
Timmy said
Timmy.
I may need some help, Brian. I got a new laptop as a gift, and it baffles me.
Tell
Timmy,
me about
if you need some help besides Brian, I can kind of help you with some of it if you need it. I know a little bit about computers myself, but anybody in this community will be more than welcome to help you if you need it. I believe so.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, there's a lot of really helpful people. A shout out to Mitch Heyman, who's always been really helpful to people in the community.
Yeah.
And
he offers his help all
I
the
love
time.
his enthusiasm and his energy on anything. And that's why when we got into it politically, we got into it, but it's all good, man.
Yeah.
It's just like that. To me,
Yeah.
the most important part of it is to have a discourse about these things. And we all
have a
see
good,
things
sweet
from a different
conversation and let it
perspective,
go at that.
Yeah,
That's how people learn.
Yeah, I mean, my perspective on it is when it comes to any of that kind of stuff, that where the road the tire meets the road, where the friction's at.
Yeah.
You gotta, if we aren't talking, you guys, then we're just ignoring each other.
Not
That's
learning.
worse, I mean, I learn every time talking with some of these people because I understand where they're coming from, and I'm like, okay, I get where you're coming from. Doesn't mean that I accept or I will, I will follow your lead or your thoughts or believe what you're saying is what is my truth or not. But I'll still, yeah.
So, if you don't mind me asking, how did you get your first guitar?
All right, this is a really good question. So, back in around 1980, I'd say 84. It was in 83 or 84. I think it was Christmas, I think in 83 to 80, right before 84, right? Yeah. I was visiting family and I was rummaging through my grandparents' garage. And I find the amp. And behind the amp is a guitar case. So this is what's crazy. I'd never in my wildest dreams would think that there would be an amp and a guitar in my grandparents' garage hidden away.
Wow.
But the way it happened was there was this band back in the day that used to play at these Hungarian events. They used to have these balls, like Viennese Hungarian style ball, right?
Yeah.
They had the debutante ball for the girls. They had the grape, festival during the harvest season. They had the Easter ball. They had there was always a ball. There's about 7 or 8 of these things every year. And you get together for New Year's, there's a ball, there's always a ball. So there was this band called the Budapest Band. And there was this guy who looked like Buddy Holly. He's like had the big horn rimmed glass, tall, skinny guy. And he had a Stratocaster and that's what he played, just like Buddy Holly. And or was it a Telly? I think it was a Tele. I'm sorry, it was a Telecaster.
It's all right.
He looked kind of like Buddy Holly, and they sang Hungarian and American rock songs and dance songs and umpapa, kind of like Hungarian, German kind of stuff that people dance to. And my grandmother told me that was his. When he moved back to Hungary, it was too big and heavy and expensive to ship, so he said, "Keep it here for me." Well, it'd been there for probably, at least a half a decade, if not more, maybe almost a whole decade or so. Last time I think I saw that guy must have been about 10 or 11 at one of these balls, and get my head above my name. Hold on. There you go. All right. And the funny thing is, she contacted him and she asked him if I could, play it or use it. And he says, "You could have it, except the guitar." He wanted us to ship him the guitar. So we shipped him the guitar, which it would have been nice to have like the late 60s, early 70s. I don't know what year that was, but it was a silver-faced twin reverb amp, right? Probably late 60s, early 70s, because that's when he was using it. I remember when I was a kid, he was up there playing that thing, and I was born in 66, So for memory sake, probably in the early 70s into the middle 70s when he moved away is what I remember him playing up there. So bottom line is that was my first guitar that I had that I could play, but then soon it was taken away. The next thing I had was, I think it was an ash-bodied Strat-shaped object, but it wasn't a Fender, and it was really heavy. It was so heavy. Oh my God. And so I had that when I was in Colorado for a little while, but I didn't have an amp to play it through. But I grew up on piano. So I had a piano. There was a piano in every house. And there was always a piano at the Hungarian, like, what do you call it? Like kind of the Hungarian community center or social club called the St. Stephen's Club. My grandfather and two other families made that happen. They put that together and it became the Hungarian Cultural Center. And now they have a thing called Hungarian Heritage Foundation, which I was a founding director, board member on. So I've been involved in community stuff, Boy Scouts. I'm a Boy Scout, dude. Drop me anywhere on the planet with maybe a pocket knife and I'll find a way to survive. It's just, very Hungarian kind of thing, is to know nature and know, be part of nature and be part of your world and know how to live and survive wherever you go. And I've always taught that, to others, try to be a forever learner, always learning, always striving to know more. I'm very into physics and the science. It's another thing that we have here in Livermore is the Livermore Laboratories. I was telling you guys I moved to the area for a reason. There's a veterans hospital here. And even though I haven't gotten involved yet, because I'm not certified or anything yet, as a therapist, I'm working my way towards that. And that's why I did my show, the Music is Therapy show, on Sundays. And I have my channel, Music Therapy Laz. And I'm going to start putting out some music and start putting out how I learned music on piano and other instruments. My dad actually, when we were kids, we go to this park and he would take a little tree twig cut, if it was like not even, let's see, like the thickness of a pencil, he would find a twig like that and he would cut it like about that long and he would rub it like this. And then he could pull the skin of the outer, bark of the thing out a little bit. And he would cut it with his pocket knife and make a whistle out of it. And then he would,
oh, wow.
And I'm like, man, that is so cool. It's like you can make, instruments out of sticks and stones and twigs and whatever,
My dad used a blade of grass.
See, there you go. Isn't that beautiful? Whistling through it, right?
Yeah, big
time.
Like
blowing through it. Yeah. So humans, it is in our nature to communicate with sound. And as a matter of fact, it's a proven fact now. I've been reading this book by Daniel Levitin, who's a neuroscientist and was a producer and produced some big bands back in the 60s and whatnot. And he's, he knows his stuff. And he's written a bunch of books about, music. His latest is right over here. It's called
Hello, Jeremy.
Hello, Jeremy.
Grab it.
Hi, Malachi. Hey, Tom.
This is my latest guitar that I bought last year. It's a first-year model Santana PRS.
Oh, wow.
$350. It's the best $350 I ever spent. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Vintage cherry, and it has a tone. And it doesn't say SE on it, though this was one of the first SEs. It just says Santana. If you guys find these out there in the wild, buy it. It's worth every penny, even at the normal price. I see him on
Right.
Reaper for like $500. I got this at Guitar Center for $350.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but this is the book. I heard there was a secret chord. Music as medicine, right?
Yep.
And Daniel Levitin loved this guy, one of many of these neuroscientists and psychologists and whatnot, talking about how music is really the foundation of our communication with each other. Just like animals, they grunt and make noises, hit things. Like gorillas will bang on the trees with a piece of wood, and that's a way that they let the other group of gorillas that are trying to come into their territory, hey, get away, we're coming. And so there's all these forms of communication that we use. But music, when we started to make music was one of those transcendental things. It got you in the mood. You know what I mean? There's that. Oh yeah. My buttons are too far away to push. I have them hiding behind my laptop screen right now.
Yeah.
But can you imagine Christmas or the holidays without music? Can you just imagine life without music? Just try to imagine that. How would it suck? It would suck very badly. So without music, man, what would we be as a species? I think music is everything when it comes to how we connect with each other, and it's one of the best ways that we connect with each other. You go to a concert, nobody cares what politics you are, what color you are, mostly some people still do care about that kind of stupid stuff, but nobody cares about that stuff. It's all about connecting, and we're all connecting through the frequencies of the sound and music. And when you think about it on the quantum level of physics and everything is resonating in some way or another on frequencies. Everything has to be in a certain balance of frequency for there to be life. So all this kind of culminates in my ideology. Henning was talking about it. My buddy, I was telling you guys in the green room about Henning Pauly wearing his 42 Gear
we know.
Street shirt right now. Yeah, Henning, I've been to Gear Street. I was at Gear Street 4. He invited me years before that, and I finally made it. And I went on my own dime because I said, dude, I'm going to be visiting my daughter in Budapest. It's no big deal for me to drive out there. I'll go visit my friends. You guys know Martin and Lucas, L&M Guitar Corner.
Yep.
Chuck, I call him Chuck, but Charles is friends as well. They actually were very kind. They're wonderful people. I had Martin come out here one time, took him to NAMM with me, took him hiking in the Muir Woods over here in Mendocino County. Beautiful, where the gorillas the apes from the Planet of the Apes movie, the recent ones, or in that forest. I took him hiking there because he and I are both into hiking. That's something that the Austrians and Hungarians share in common. It's the hiking and the wilderness and woodsmen and hunters and all this stuff.
We have a question from Mad Hatter here, Laz, for you. What was your very first guitar chord that you played when you first started playing?
You want me to play right now?
He said, what was your first guitar chord?
Yeah, he's going to show us.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I'm going to show him.
Oh, I forgot I detuned the low E to a D yesterday with Brent. Some of you guys will recognize that because I first wanted to play guitar after being a piano player all my young life, and accordion too. My mom made me learn accordion. Is Detroit Rock City, right? What's funny is that Ace Frehley did not write that solo, but it's one of my favorite solos. The first solo I learned and the first song that I learned to play was not dan 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 dan. It was Detroit Rock City, because that song had me jumping around with a tennis racket in the living room, wanting to be a rock star. And before that, all I wanted to be was Bruce Lee, who was also an astronaut, who was also a race car driver.
Now, guy says
Speed Racer, Bruce Lee,
on the water.
Right? Those are my Bugs Bunny. Those are my heroes.
Yeah.
By the way, if anybody wants to leave a tip for us, they can go to our Puppy Badass page, and into the description there, you should be able to find the link, or you can find it on the top of the page underneath my name as well in blue. All right.
Ron.
Yeah,
Let me
cool.
do this for a second. I feel naked without my music boxes.
Laz does not
Here we
know how to get his effects here on StreamYard. Oh,
Oh, well, I would have to turn off, if I want my sound to sound properly, I would have to turn off the echo cancellation, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to do it. I'm just lazy or I forget about it,
Yeah.
It's okay.
to be honest. So it probably sounded terrible because it was all swimming.
No, it was cool. We got the
Yeah.
point.
You got the idea, though, right?
Oh,
yeah, you get the
absolutely.
idea.
Because tell me how my mic, if I do take off the echo cancellation, how does it sound? Now, how does it sound?
You can barely hear yourself.
See?
Can
Yeah.
barely hear you.
I'm back.
Yeah, Laz, I know because it happens to me too. That one thing is when you turn the echo cancellation to play
Exactly.
the guitar,
Then you got to
your mic
re-level
drops.
everything. It's just a pain in the butt. Just for
It-
10
well,
seconds. It's not worth it.
sometimes what you have to do is turn your echo cancellation back on, and your mic comes back.
Right.
But-
Yeah, you gotta do all that switching around stuff, and I
Yeah.
was just being lazy. I'm sorry about that.
That's
No,
I
that's
apologize.
perfect. Totally
Okay,
got the
lad.
point.
We don't
Yeah,
have.
but
we
the
don't
first
have a problem
chord-
with that.
The first chord, I didn't even know what it was. No one ever taught me guitar. I was just watching people play that were friends of mine. I never even asked anyone to teach me a chord because by the time I had that guitar, I was already moving back to California. I didn't know that many musicians.
Yeah.
And my grandmother helped me. She was my champion when it came to musical stuff because she co-signed on my first keyboard purchase, which was a Juno 60. And back in the day, the Roland Juno 60, that was a cool keyboard because it had a arpeggiator, which is a button that when you hold down
Oh, wow.
little like that, you
Yeah.
just hold down a chord. Well, and back in the 80s, man, keyboards were cool. Thank you, Van Halen, because he made keyboards. He wasn't the only one. Like, Deep Purple. I mean, there was so much cool keyboard stuff going on. I grew up on, everything from the Beatles and John Lennon and McCartney playing piano stuff, and then one of my heroes, Billy Joel. Shit, that dude, he could write songs, man. Billy Joel, I saw him several times in concert. Love Billy Joel. And then of course, Elton John, man, Captain Fantastic. When I was a kid, I didn't know he was gay or anything, and it didn't matter to me at all. I have gay family members, and I have a trans, family member. There's all kinds of people in the world that are gay. I mean, Freddie Mercury, my God. Can you imagine the world without a Freddie Mercury? If we'd allow people to kill off gays like the Nazis wanted to back in the day. The bottom line is that we're all people and everyone has a purpose. And some of these people, their purpose, they lived it. And that guy, especially Freddie Mercury, holy crap, what a talent, But yeah, thanks, Mitch. I know you're still mad at me. It's all right.
No, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
I know he is. I know he is. And so am I.
He don't. Mitch don't hold grudges. You just
He's
have
just
a
very
little
passionate.
argument, and later on you wind up talking to each other. Sometime you'll
I have no animosity toward Mitch at all. It's just the thing is what it is, and sometimes people.
I had to save up to own to purchase my first guitar and drum kit because my mother didn't want me to be a musician.
Dude, that's exactly. I went through the exact same thing. I mean, thankfully, my mom played piano. That was one of her ways of relaxing. So she had a piano in the house. It was an upright, some used thing. Didn't have a name on it, and I don't even remember if there was ever a word or name on it anywhere. And so I grew up playing that, and then there was another similar no-name piano at my grandparents' house because they bought something cheap, but it was a baby grand piano, and my uncle refinished it, so he took the name off. My mom sold that thing for $400. That was supposed to be my piano, but, but my grandmother gave it to her, and then she had it, and I, of course, had it in the home. And that's what I learned to play piano on. But then my grandparents had this, like, one of them organs, those funky organs that would have all those buttons that you can do all the samba and the rumba and all these different rhythms. So I learned a lot about rhythms and stuff like that by messing around with that organ. That was really, really fun. But I had maybe 12 lessons of musical lessons throughout my entire life, maybe something like around a dozen, and that includes like one or two actual teacher teaching me guitar stuff that I quit going to him because he was not teaching me what I wanted to learn. And it's like, look, I want to learn what I want to play guitar, not your fancy jazz, blues, acoustic stuff. It's like, I want to learn rock guitar. So my grandmother would pay for a few lessons for me for piano lessons throughout my lifespan. I've had a few lessons. The first ones were on accordion because my mom wanted to learn and play accordion. She didn't like the piano as much, and she wanted to play the accordion. I wanted to learn piano, so she made me play accordion. Makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah. Hey, Laz, gentleman named Tom here, he turned around and said the first thing he played is way back then was Pure Noise, LOL.
Well, sometimes that's what you want music to do. You want to shut out the world and all the crap that's coming at you, and you use music as a form of, connecting or balancing yourself. So that's why I started this whole music as therapy thing, because music is not just something we enjoy, but man, it's like the thing that connects us, but it also is like therapy for us. It helps us, settle things
You got
out.
a message from Mick Hammond. Mitch Hammond,
Okay.
who left you a message. Why would I be mad at you? You know everything in the world that there is to know, and you are right.
See, this is what I mean. Mitch, I love you too.
That said, so I just did everything that she didn't want me to do.
The one thing I know I'm not is right about everything.
Snowboarding, gymnastics, MMA, boxing, and being a fucking great musician.
Yeah.
So I clarified I'm not going to say that again.
Yeah.
Rebel and went against the grain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we all go against the grain, I think.
Me too.
Yeah.
Did
I've
you
tried
happen
to
to
go with
be
the
over at
grain so many
Polly's?
times. Doesn't work.
Can I ask you something? Did you happen to be over at Polly's when China Mike was alive?
I was. I do have a picture. You want me to look for it?
Oh, cool. What a guy, huh?
Mike used to call me MTL. Music Therapy Laz, right? And I would just call him his real name, which is Lance, which, by the way, Laszlo, my name Laszlo, the translation to proper British is Lancelot or Lance.
Oh, cool.
What's funny is I almost wanted to change my name to Lance when I was in high school because I was getting ribbed by so many people for Laszlo. Like, hey, Laszlo from San Francisco, because I moved from California to Colorado, and Colorado's pretty, corn-fed, beef-eating motherfucking, cowboy dudes and jocks and preppies from the East Coast who didn't make it all the way to California, but they made it to Colorado. So he used to mess with me a lot. And at one point, I was even thinking about changing my name to Lance, but then one of my buddies, Bill, started calling me Laz, and then there it was. And then Laz became its own entity in a sense. Laz, I was being called Laz, and the Laz, or sometimes Laz Man, because check this out. I'll show you couple pictures. Back in the day then, man, I was rocking it. And I didn't have money for my own keyboard yet. I didn't get one until I was like 18. But here's me and my mom in 1983.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
So
yeah, he had a head of hair then.
Man, he did.
I still had hair. Now I wear the chuyo because it makes me feel like I have hair. It rubs me on the cheek like this. It's nice. Anyway.
What are they called again? The hat?
Chuyo. It's a chuyo.
Chuyo.
Hullo. It looks like
Chuyo.
chulo. Chuyo, Spanish, But this is an indigenous artisan-made from alpaca or llama fur, right? That's what they have up in the mountains there. It's like they look like kind of furry camels.
Yeah.
And but they don't have a big hump. They're really very sweet little creatures. They're about the size of a deer, a little bit bigger,
We've seen some of them on certain channels and shows, and they actually have somewhere in the east here. Some animal parks have them, so kids can pet them and get to see what they look like. So
yeah, there's a little farm of one nearby here, right by where we go hiking often. When my wife's when she gets
I
back
actually think they're kind of cute. So
they're super cute. I have a video of one that when we were up in Lake Titicaca. I'm not kidding. I was really there. Lake Titicaca in Puno, Peru, up in the Andes. And Lake Titicaca, those things are roaming around all over free, right? And we went to this one site called Ramumuro, where supposedly there's a gate to another dimension that one of the Peruvian gods went back into his other dimension through after teaching them how to live. Anyway, the bottom line is that there, one of them came up to my sweetie and just started coming up to her, and it's just the coolest moment in time. What was happening there? It was really, really cool. Trying to find a picture of me and China Mike. I think I'll find it better if I look in Google Photos.
For your house to help clean that yard. Get
Who's
you
that?
a couple teeth.
Oh, okay.
We get you a couple of those little animals plus some.
Oh yeah, they'd eat it right up.
Sheep, they'll eat it right up. You have a clean yard in no time.
Right. Yeah, they're pretty cool. So I was at Henning's at Gear Street 4, and that's where I met Mike. And that was the last time that he went there because shortly later that the next year he passed away. He had it pretty bad, man.
Yeah, I was with him the whole way through when he first thought it was something else, and they thought it was something else, and they couldn't figure it out. And
I think it was a really aggressive form of Parkinson's that got him.
Yeah.
And that sucks. Or it might have
he
even
was
been
such a guy
similar.
though.
Awesome,
he was so cool.
Awesome personality, super cool guy, and he was one of those guys who was always after the truth about things and trying to find.
It's always into teaching kids and stuff too.
Yeah. I loved what he did.
Just went and set up everything and did the sound for a bunch of kids, and he do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, he did that for a living, so he was like a sound guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
but he'd go do it for kids that needed it too.
Exactly. I really admired a lot of what he did. Oh, here's me playing the accordion when I was a kid.
Oh, shoot. Bigger than you.
I know. I hated that thing. And there's my brother Andy actually on the piano in the background. He plays guitar too. He's a way better guitarist than I am. Wow. So my story about the guitar is that when I injured, got another injury to my spine, I still have a little bit of numbness and tingling in this finger and a little bit on this edge of this finger, but it's not as bad as it used to be. It used to cramp up right here too, like, cramp. And like, when you hit your funny bone, you have that feeling. Yeah. It's like that down my arm,
Oh, man.
So playing piano was not the same because I couldn't articulate with these fingers properly. And so I got more into guitar, and I let it really go out of, hand. There's a lot of them up there. And I have a lot more. I've been renovating the studio here, by the way. I got a new setup. I should show you guys what I got going on here. So this side of the wall here, I got most of the guitars off because I've got to build some more of these sound trap guitar hangers that I build. That one, actually, that reddish black one there, I got that at that tapestry at Lake Titicaca, at the place where my wife met up with.
Yeah.
Got my record collection, but here's my setup right here, and this is what I'm hooking up in the next week or so.
Oh, cool! Oh, nice.
The SSL DAW controlling setup here with flying faders, motorized faders and all.
Yeah.
I bought a. Oh, it's kind of dark. Can't really see it. I bought a patch bay, and when I'm planning, I got I bought these bongos, because I vicariously live through Spicoli. Anyway, I got my couch here so I can do my therapy stuff on the couch, right? I got some amps back there, and of course, try to do this slowly so you guys don't go woo. Got my little keyboard set up. I got a Vox AC30 there, an AC30 cab with some creambacks in it there, vintage 30s, and that orange cab right there. You guys can't see any of this, right? Hold on.
No, it's dark.
battery died on that thing too. Hold on, let me
Oh,
turn on the main light.
so you made those soundboards yourself, and they work as soundboards and guitar hangers?
There you go. I'll grab this flashlight. All right. All right. So we got a orange cab over there with AC30s in it, 212 cab, right? Right above that is can't really see it. It's missing the legacy on it right there, but it's a Vi 120 watt Vi head there. Then I've got the 5150 Iconic, which is an exceptional amp for the money,
Cool.
with a Mojo Tone cabinet that my friend Hobarodi, who I owe a lot to. That guy's fucking awesome, dude. Excuse the F language. But that's a Mojo Tone cab with some greenbacks in it. And then I got
Steve.
4x12. That's a 4x12 cabinet that looks like a 2x size. That Marshall offset is one of 300 hand-wired replicas of the very first JTM 45 ever made.
Wow.
It's an amazing sounding amp with a 4x cab, 4x12 silverbacks there. And then, of course, I have a hi-fi system right here. This hi-fi system I need to hook up. The woofers behind me, the subwoofer, and the other tower over there. And there's a center console. Where's the center console? It's somewhere over here. Anyway, so I have this set up in here for not just recording music, but playing back and just jamming. And part of the reason I have a lot of guitars is not because I'm such a good guitarist or something. We all know that I'm not. It's because if anyone else comes in here, there's every guitar that you'd need outside of what you bring yourself to get any kind of sound. That's the whole idea, is to be able to record and get a sound. You get a sound in your head and you want to get it on tape or, on silicon now, right? The point is that, if you have a lot of these tools available to you, you can use them and make music with it. So that's part of the reason why I've been obsessed with all the different kinds of pedals. I have the Chase Bliss Analog Man collaboration A&M, the Brothers AM. That's a fantastic King of Tone style, Sun style pedal. Of course, the Not a Dumble version 1, because they screwed up on that. If you know about the JHS story about the Not a Dumble, this is a cool sounding pedal. But I got a lot of other really nice vintage, and not vintage, but I have a couple vintage pedals, but most of them are boutique style pedals. So not the $50, $60 ones, which are good too. Mojo, that's a great pedal by TC Electronic, right? I have their Dark Matter one. I have several cheap pedals too, but like these, I recently got this. These are like this year's purchase. I finally jumped into the Tonex world. I got the Van Halen Brown Sound one, and then the original one I bought, the standard one. But I'm planning to use this as a more easy kind of go board for doing gigs without having a big, massive pedal board, by using that in conjunction with, where is it? I don't know where I put it. I put it somewhere because I was going to start putting it together. I won a not line 6. Well, I guess, yeah, it's still line 6, right? So I won an HX Stomp on a show early on when I was doing the YouTube thing. That guy Broadbent, Eric Broadbent, in what am I saying? Colorado, in Canada.
Yeah.
Eric Broadbent's show. He's the guy who actually started the whole Rockmas thing. At least that's the first time I saw somebody talk about the 12 days of Rockmas, and he was doing a giveaway, and I won that. So I'm gonna put that board together.
That's different than the one I was thinking of.
Right. So I'm gonna put that board together
too, correct?
Yeah. That's where I met Ben. Ben Coombs is one of the coolest dudes. I've been a subscriber and a supporter of his show, on Patreon or membership or whatever, since the moment I met that guy, because he's one of the coolest dudes. He's very inviting and welcoming, and through him I met Sean Pierce Johnson and JJ, House of Jams JJ. I met a lot of cool people through him, at the round table that Johnny Bean did back then when he still was hanging out with John Mancuda and those other guys, you know. And then those guys left. You know, it is what it is, and don't get into the politics of that either.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is that Ben and his sister Amanda are two of the coolest people in the music community online, as well as all these other guys. You know, I've been in talks, like conversation chats with Phil McKnight, Steve from Boston, more so with like Lewis, the Tone King. As a matter of fact, I finally found this book that I told him I wanted to send him. And I found it while I was going through storage, moving stuff around, making room for my guitar mods squad room. This is something I started early on too, is I want to do more stuff where I'm building and modding guitars, because I like to tinker, being, you know, in construction growing up and still doing some of that for a living. You know, for me, I can't not be making and doing things with my hands. I'm a hands-on kind of guy.
So speaking of that, the soundboards that you hang your guitars on, you came up with those?
Yeah, this idea really just came out of nowhere. My brother Andrew and I, you know, he's an upholsterer. My mom's a seamstress, and I would help him build headboards and make things. And he was telling me about, hey, Laz, you know, you want to help make some of these soundboard things for some of these people. Sometimes people have like an office in their room and it's like too much reverberation going on. And I'm like, yeah, just get some soundboard and cover it in some fabric or whatever. They have a bunch of like remnants, leftover pieces of fabric sometimes. And so, for example, I'll do one like out of the tapestry that I bought in Peru, right? Look at that more closely. That's hand woven, hand stained, you know, llama hair that they weave, you know, and then they make thread out of it, and then they make these tapestries, right? And I'm gonna ask my sweetie to buy some more of those before she comes back, if she can, because I want to make some more of those. But then I have, you know, all kinds of other fabrics that I've used. I do a Ukrainian flag there, blue and yellow, you know, for the Valiant guitar that I bought from Henning. I actually bought that from Henning, that he got as payment for doing the Gear Street thing. Igor of Valiant Guitar, and those guitars, man, those Valiants, dudes, they're not cheap, but holy crap. That's one of my most expensive purchases of all time, and worth every single penny. That thing's amazing. Ben Coons, right? Zach? Yeah.
We tour. I'm a Patreon to the show, so isn't Keith. So
man.
Ben's a good friend to me, and he's a good friend of my brother's.
Right on. Yeah, he's Ben's like one of the most like music. He connects people, you know, and that's what I love about the guy. He's got no agenda, you know, and some people do.
Well, if you ever want a guitar fabric wrap, Laz, go to my brother. You'll get a
I've talked to him about it already, but I can't find the fabric that I once bought years ago, and then I found out my mom had sold it. She used it. Yeah, it's some fabric that it's very unique. Yeah, it's a very unique fabric, dude. It's called cake festage, or blue painted fabric. So it's blue stained fabric in the old fashioned way, you know, and they use these rolls of wood that have nailed spikes on them to make the patterns that are on there in white over blue. And it's absolutely beautiful fabric. And I wanted him to do my telly. I have this Nashville it's called the Fender Modern telly that they first started making in China. And I was going to send it to him and have him wrap that. But I decided to keep it as it is. And maybe one day I'll go back to Hungary, buy some of that stuff again. I'm planning to go this late spring, early summer, because I'm turning 60 in June, and my daughter's graduating from university there with her master's in like international studies and business.
That's amazing.
So she's getting her master's, so I want to do something special for her. She's a singer also, amazing singer. But I was thinking about getting a kick guitar. Maybe I'll go buy it at Thomann or something like that, right? Have it shipped there, and then or maybe I'll buy the kick guitar here, bring the fabric here, and have the kick guitar directly shipped to Charles, if he's still doing that, and I'll have him do that.
He's still doing it, Laz.
I'll pay him, because I always pay people for what they do for me.
He's just not doing the YouTube right now.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Sometimes you got to take a break.
He's taking a break. He might post some videos when he turns around, does the guitars, but he's taking a break from the YouTube. That's all. He's trying to get himself straightened out. He's got a lot of stress from work. He used to drive. He used to work from home, but
Mhm.
now they're because of the COVID, and now
Yeah,
he's back to driving an hour there, hour back. So it cuts down
right.
on some of the time he has to do things. So and he's got other things
Totally
going on.
understandable.
So
That's why a lot of my packages don't get out on time, by the way,
yeah,
because real life gets in the way of this fun stuff that we're always doing, and that's just a fact, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm trying to find a picture of me and Mike. I'm looking through my Google photos here. I gotta. Thankfully, it shows everything according to the dates, so it's easy to get there. I think it's in August. I'm going through June, July. But yeah, Mike is one of the greatest souls, and I'm really glad that he was able to see his daughter achieve what he had hoped she would achieve in the
Yeah.
music / performance industry. There's nothing
That
better
video
than
of them
your
together was
child
great.
flourish. Okay, here we go. Now I'm in August now, so okay, there I see maps of stuff. Yeah, I went all the way to Thomann Music Store. I drove from Budapest all the way to Austria, met with Martin and Lucas there, and then drove up to Hennings. And by one day, I missed this massive rain flood that occurred. So it was really good that I escaped that just in time. But was it in September? Or is it? Maybe it was. Anyway, I'm going through.
That's all right. We know. We got it.
But well, I just wanted to see it again now that you guys brought it up. But back to the journey part of my thing with music and all that. Music has always been my escape from the crap that's going on in the world. Whether it's in my own personal life, or whatever. And that's why the piano, I gravitated towards the piano, because for me, that was one place I could go to that no one could bother me at, because it's basically a one-person instrument for the most part, And so gravitating to the piano and that all throughout my life, and I had a knack for it. I had a good ear. I think it just was partially, I think you get a little bit of the good genetics to be a musical person. But then my mom playing piano when I was in the womb must have had an effect on me. Must have had an effect.
Yeah, Tim just asked if you're having the after hang.
yes, I am going to have the after hang.
It's 9:57.
Yeah, I'm letting Dan Gorman know something.
Right on. Okay, I found the section here. Oh, but why am I not finding a picture with him?
So you're not having a show today, or you are?
No. So I just posted up a video that I shot that's nearly an hour long at Danville Music.
Oh, cool.
And
I am going to put a link into the chat for anybody that wants to.
So if you watch my shows, watch that
for the private chat.
Oh, see, I can't find it in here. This sucks.
We got two people that want to meet you, Laz.
Oh, right on, man.
One's Cushman.
Right on. Dan, what's up, dudes?
Hey, Laz, man.
Nice to meet you. Cushman's waiting for a package. Right?
No, I'm in no rush.
He knows the longer he has to wait, the more stuff he gets. So that's kind of how I do it. I try to make it worth you guys' wait. So the guiltier I feel about not getting out
that's true because I'm waiting too. So
yeah.
So you're getting grocery bag there.
You got a nice size package.
Laz, you got 3 people on this panel that are waiting for packages.
Oh, I know. Trust me, man.
Keith,
Matt Hatter. I think he's getting something too. And Blackjack Guitar is getting something.
Matt Hatter, Jack, Blackjack.
Yeah, you did really went overboard giving stuff away in Christmas feelings. That was great.
Yeah.
That was really cool. A lot of just spreading Christmas around.
Right.
Something to look forward to during the Christmas time.
Put in the chat.
What's that, puppy?
I told Timmy that the link was put in the chat.
Right. Thanks, guys. Watch that show. That store, you guys, is in the middle of one of the most expensive areas, and that's the store where Phil McKnight recently talked about this Majesty guitar, John Petrucci Music Man, right? he was looking for he saw one and he wanted to get this particular one, and there was a store he kept talking about that wouldn't tell him the weight of it. And like, we don't give you the weight, so we don't have time to weigh the guitars, you know. And he's like, well, then I'm not buying it, you know. And then he kept looking around elsewhere, and then they came back to him with the message, well, we waited for you, and it's blah blah blah. He's like, too late, dudes, I already bought it somewhere else. So he says that he paid for paid a little bit more for this one that he bought at Danville Music, but they treated him right. Like I said, they didn't know who he was or that he was a YouTuber or nothing. And I know all those guys there, and they're cool guys. I go, and sometimes on a Friday night at the end of night, you know, right before closing, I'll take a bottle of bourbon there and we'll hang out. We'll play we'll play some blues or rock or whatever on the guitars. Man,
Yeah,
watch the video and you'll see they have some amazingly killer guitars there, because they started out by, you know, they've always been there and a lot of lessons for kids and everything in the area, but they have several lesson rooms and stuff there and great teachers. But what they started doing is they started doing some on consignment, and then during COVID, they bought the place and they started to do a lot of online stuff. And that's how Phil found it, you know, through reverb.com, you know, before they got bought by Etsy. And bottom line, man, is they built up, they made some money, and they keep making more and more money. And they found out something very smart. This is something I told my uncle when I studied business and economics in college, right? My uncle was a pretty smart guy and a hardworking guy, but he wasn't always doing things the smartest way. And I was telling him, dude, don't go for the lowest priced stuff because the margin is smaller. Go for the higher end stuff where the margin is bigger. So if you can take 5% of what you sold, 5% of $1,000 product versus 5% of a $10,000 product, right? So what these guys did too is they kept leveling up, and that's what you do. You level up. Now they have, like, you know, Sir guitars. You know, they got some Pete Thorns there. They've got the NF3 is one of the guitars that I badly play, but you know, I played into a really nice Sanzero 20 amp. They're a PRS amp. They're a PRS dealer, a Fender dealer, a Gibson dealer. In the beginning, they weren't a full dealer with any of these guys, but they started off with Taylors and stuff. Now they got Gibsons, Taylors, Martins, you know, some of the most beautiful acoustics there. I was playing one of those JS 200s or J 200s. I think the original old ones were SJ, but the J 200 handlebar, you know, kind of mustache looking bridge on that thing, you know, kind of thing that you'd see like George Harrison playing back in the day with the Beatles, right?
Right.
You know I'm a Beatles fan, right?
Hey, yeah. Hey, Les, we really want to thank you for showing up today and sharing your stories and stuff.
Oh, it's
that
already
was really great.
I told you it was going to go fast.
Yeah, it's 10:03. Yeah.
Blackjack
You can hang
cigars.
out a little bit in the afternoon and tell us even more.
Yeah, I can hang a little bit and appreciate you guys hearing my story. And you want to end the show?
No, it's
maybe
great.
We'll have to do part two sometime in the future.
We can run a little bit
over. Definitely.
You're here if you want. It's up to you.
I'll hang a little bit, and then I'm going to go to my brother's to have breakfast.
By the way, you did a great job.
He's going to hang out with us for a little bit.
Did a great job on your brother's guitar.
That was not me. That was Ron.
No, that was Ron. Yes, and that was nice to see what you did for him. That was really nice.
Yeah, and Ron's also in the special package, an additional package. When I bought the Randy Rhoads, the white Concord style pedal, I bought two. Yeah. And I gifted him the polka dot one that I first bought, and I got another one on reverb.com because he wanted it so bad. And I'm sending him the Concord one too for Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Blackjack Cigar said, "No hurry, Laz. You do life, man. Cheers."
You guys rock. I appreciate you guys putting up with my stupid stuff sometimes and things I don't do properly.
No, we love it.
You know, but I'm trying to get better at it, and I'm going to start doing more of that in music and monetizing and making it possible for people to be more involved in the channel through memberships and all that stuff. Because if I can grow the channel more, you know, I've been trying to get to 1,000 for years now, and I'm still under there. I want to do guitar giveaways and more giveaways and connect with some more, you know, companies and do demos properly. You know, like I got these really cool little mini amps here for $99 at Sweetwater. And if I can become a Sweetwater affiliate, you know,
you want on Zach with thumb
giveaways. these things are awesome. And I don't think you need to be a professional musician to do YouTube and do demos. If you understand what quality product is, you know, and you can be honest with people about stuff, which I am. Hey, Zach, what's up, man? Then I think you can be a demo dude, and I think that, you know, Phil McKnight will attest to. He's not a great guitarist, you know, but he loves guitar like I do too, and music. So I'll figure it out one way or another. But yeah, if I had some more help, like he has his wife helping him with a lot of stuff, though, Phil McKnight does. I wish I could get some help like that.
Pasting the link one more time. Anybody else that wants to jump in for the private chat, I'll give you a few more minutes, and then we're going to end the show. But thank you, Laz, for coming on. It's very interesting.
Thank you.
Other thing.
Great to see a bunch of old friends.
But hang out and hang with us for a little bit.
Yeah,
Great.
good to meet you.
I'll hang out for another 10 minutes for sure.
It's great. I hope your wife gets home safe.
She will.
You know, so everybody else, thank you for coming. Hit the like.
Yeah, thanks everybody. And hit the like button if you can.
Hit the like button if you can and everything. I'm gonna read off a bunch of
really
names
helps.
channels to check out. Charles Greenman, Mitch Heyman, Ben Coons, Searching for Tone, Brian, Bill from Guitar Pits of Horrors, Jeremy from Pick, String Pickers, Laz, Therapy Laz, Valerie, 012, Ubi, CD Nelson's channel, and Steve and Quentin, Jay Allen,
Quentin James. I have one of his first T-shirts.
Terry Shredding, Bradley.
Oh, cool.
Brandy Miller, which is Ubi's wife, Joe Wesnick, BBM, Baby Boy Mulligan's channel, and Smoke Eater's Guitars. And Smoke Eater's Guitars is really good. They try to save one guitar at a time, helping kids out. So
right on. That's what Ron does too. Tries to help kids out.
So
yeah,
we're all happy to see you. Thank you for coming in. Hope you enjoyed the show. You all be safe. And as Ben
thanks so much, Laz. That was great.
Hey, it was great hanging with you guys. Thanks for letting me tell my story, and we'll
it
do
was
part
super
two.
Great.
Yeah, we'll do part 2 down the road.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd love to have you guys on my show too. If you guys want to talk about like music as therapy on my Sunday show, I want to do more interviews there too, where we talk with people who've had music be a part of their therapeutic, like part of their life, like getting over shit, you know, whatever it is, you know, it could be PTSD, or it could just be some other trauma, or it could just be life. Because
next Sunday, next Sunday after my private hang,
there you go.
If I have a chance, I'll just try stopping in and let you know to bring me up.
Yeah, I'll bring you. Like you can we'll just have everyone like, you know, what do they call it?
And just to answer one of your questions, Laz, my name Puppy Badass is only because my biker name is Puppy the Mad Dog, and I was given that nickname from a biker chick that I known years ago. She called me Puppy, and then it just became Puppy the Mad Dog. So on the channel here, it became Puppy the Badass, because you don't want to get me mad. You get you see the bad side. So that answers that question.
Well, that biker picture that you have on the front tells it all.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Puppy Badass.
And Mitch enhanced that picture to make it look really good too. And just on his own, he saw that picture and enhanced it.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
He enhanced the one with the bike, and Bill from Guitar Pits of Horrors did our intro. So
I remember that guy. There's so many great channels out there now. That's what's beautiful about YouTube is everyone can get out there and express themselves into the world, and the more the merrier, right?
What is great about the channel is we all help each other in all different ways.
I agree that's the better way to go. I think being more inclusive rather than exclusive, and being all about like me and my channel, I don't think that works. I think it works better when you're more inclusive with everybody and try to bring everyone into one big, great, wonderful tent of musical love. And
Well, that's why I throw everybody's channels at the end most of the time.
That's
to
very cool.
Have everybody check them out, so everybody gets to check out everybody's different and maybe subscribe and like, because there's a lot of good people out there.
Absolutely. I used to do that in my description. At the bottom, I have, hey, check out these channels. But I haven't been doing that lately because I have too much other stuff there. But I think I might be able to fit some less verbiage and just, here's some channels to check out. Just have a list of like 10 or 20, that would be cool. I'll start doing that again. Right on.
Yeah, I might make a banner.
All right.
Put all the channels to check out.
Right on.
All right, we're gonna end the show.
That'd be cool.
Anybody that wants to join us, can join us in the private chat. The link has been put in there. Malachi, I want you in this private chat, buddy.
Right now.
You don't come in, I'm gonna have Timmy come to your house and turn around, slap you around.
And he looks like
I can't pick up a
find a way to
guitar,
do it.
much less kick somebody's ass.
Timmy's ready to take a special road trip just for you.
There you go. Watch out, Timmy's coming.
See Timmy up there, he's already ready for you.
Better have beer.
Oh, I'll give you beer. Believe me, I'll give you a ton of it. I'll send you up with a ton of it, so you have some on the way up and you have some on the way down.
There you go.
I don't have any today.
Oh,
yeah, see, I'll tell you how you hide your beer when you're driving. Not that this is the right thing to do, but I'm going to teach you this one anyway. You get these Liquid Death little can bags, right? It's a mini bag for your beer. It fits a beer right in there, and it says Liquid Death, so you can just show that, hey, it's just water, man.
Better yet, Laz,
Over.
I will fill up the cans with the beer and have Liquid Death cans. So
There you go. See, that's even
that.
smarter. But if they pull you over, they're still gonna do a breathalyzer on you. Anyway, don't drink and drive, people.
Yeah,
on the
road.
We'll send them
Be
an
sober.
Uber or a special trip.
No
All right,
drinking.
gonna get-
everybody.
Get a
You
ride.
Take care, and we'll see you later. All right.
Rock
Bye,
on,
guys.
everybody.